Welcome to Perspectives El Paso. I'm Leon Blevins, Professor of Government with El Paso Community College Television. You've seen me in this costume before because I'm well known in El Paso as Uncle Sam, participating in parades such as the 4th of July Parade and in the past Amigo Air Show and other events. I decided today to have a conversation. This is late March of 2018, so I know we're a ways from July the 4th or Memorial Day, but we need to get ready. These months go by so fast. We have two guests today, and so I have with me David Hendrix and Alicia Colorado. And we're going to talk about first the Kiwanis Club. David, I want to ask you a few questions about the Kiwanis Club sponsoring flag participation for all the major holidays that we have during the calendar year. Now you have other programs, and Kiwanis is an old club, so tell me a little bit about the Kiwanis Club and then narrow it down to the flag participation.
I'll be glad to. The Kiwanis is over 100 years old in El Paso. We are the first service club organized in El Paso compared to Rotary and Optimist and Lions and so forth. But we're all great clubs helping out the community and so forth. Some of our highlights that I like to pat ourselves on the back is, people don't know this, but we started the Sun Bowl back in 1935. So that's very credulous for us. And as we moved along, we also got involved with starting the first juvenile delinquent
a rehabilitation kind of thing?
Rehabilitation.
Okay.
Before 1947, when we started this, the juveniles and the adults were all put in the same jail. We started the juvenile delinquent facility at that time, separating those two. You can imagine what went on when the adults and the juveniles were put together. And then in 1978, again, we helped start the Crime Stoppers of El Paso, and then we've continued on servicing the community since 1917.
Okay, now do you have a position, a leadership position or title within the Kiwanis now, or
yes,
others that you've held?
I am the president of the Coronado Kiwanis Club. Okay. We have 4 clubs within Horizon and El Paso.
Okay. Now then, do you get together and try to decide what projects do we want to focus on? Way back there, somebody decided they wanted to sponsor a Sun Bowl game. And then somewhere back there, a group decided they wanted to work with juvenile delinquents. Do you have a board or joint board with the clubs that are in El Paso, and you kind of focus and decide how you want to sponsor something or raise money for something? How do you do that?
Yes, we have a foundation that each club is a member, and what we do is we gather together and we talk about different projects throughout the year that we would like to support, and then we do fundraising, and we earmark those funds that we collect, or the donations. We earmark those dollars for those particular projects.
Okay. Now, which one do you think you have delved into the most? You've given more of your time and energy to a specific area.
We've lately, and I'm proud of this, is we've supported the El Paso Border Youth Athletic Association, and specifically their base play RBI program out in the Lower Valley Clint ISD area, and specifically focused on the colonias, the kids within the colonias, and bringing them together, helping the kids that are having problems in the in the classroom, as well as behavioral problems. And you can imagine kids love to get out on the field and play, and so they're
Well, it makes you feel young by participating with them and doing these things for them, doesn't it?
It sure does. It makes a lot of inspiration that throughout the Kiwanis, across the city, that we're doing some great things for these kids, offering them opportunity that they would never experience through the organization of sports.
And you're changing them in a very positive way.
Exactly.
Now, I know I have participated in parades. As you see, I came today as Uncle Sam. I've been participating in parades as Uncle Sam since the mid to late 1970s. And I've noticed that sometimes I would see a Kiwanis float, right?
Correct.
So you have put Kiwanis floats in there. And then I know from what we're fixing to talk about with the other guests of some, is that you get involved in patriotic flag programs.
Yes, we have that's one of our major fundraisers throughout the city. Is each club has their own flag program, but I manage a citywide foundation flag program as well, and that's how we got Alicia involved in regards to the flag program. We have a brochure that we pass out to everybody that would like to participate.
Okay.
And what we do is we put flags out at residents' house and at businesses, and we do that five days, patriotic holidays out of the year. Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, and Veterans Day.
Okay. Now, I have an interesting story to tell about Alicia, who's with us here today. You look lovely, Alicia.
Thank you.
So patriotic.
Thank
Now, we should have talked to David here about putting a little more red, white, and blue on for today, but it's okay. You're okay. You can be patriotic without being dressed patriotically.
That's right.
Okay. So this last 4th of July, the East Side Parade, we started at Hanks High School. We go west and then we turn north on Yarborough Drive, go down to Album Drive, and then go over to Album Park. So we end up at Album Park, and we have a variety of floats and classic cars, all kinds of things that are there. We don't have a lot of bands because a lot of bands are not available during the 4th of July. But this last 4th of July, I posed for lots of pictures. I'm in lots of cameras all over the place here in El Paso, as this particular character and some others. And Alicia stopped me and said, "Come out here, I want to get a picture with you." So we hand off her cell phone to somebody, and they take a picture. And I posed in for others, and Alicia goes on her way. She was handing out pamphlets, okay? So that's where I met Alicia Colorado. Several months went by, and I was at Joann Fabrics buying some items, patriotic items, and a U-turn going to the cashier's register. As I'm standing there behind this lovely lady, and we make that turn, she looks and sees who I am, and she says, "Oh, you're Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam. You're in my camera. You're in my phone." I said, "How'd I get in your phone?" And she said, "The 4th of July. And then she clicks on her camera and she shows me. And we'll try to weave that picture in this particular show, Alicia. So then she told me she was the flag lady. And then recently she called me on the telephone and said, "Professor Blevins, I see your television show sometimes, and I'm the flag lady that you met at Joann's Fabrics, and I would like to be on your show." I said, "Okay, what do you want to talk about?" And she said, "Putting flags out for the major patriotic holidays." Alicia, I'm glad you're here today. And I see you've got your flag. And,
Yes.
and you've got some pamphlets. So tell us how, first, I want to know, when did you start dressing up like this? I've been dressing like this since the 1970s, okay? When did you start dressing up like this?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for inviting us, and so we could share our story about this wonderful program that we're involved with. I started dressing like this ever since I was a little girl because I've always had a passion for my country. I just love my country so much that I have to show this my spirit for it, and my love for it. And the way I got involved in the flag program is because of the passion I have for my country. I wanted to start something here in El Paso. I wanted to do something on my own because at that time I didn't know about the Kiwanis doing the flag program. So one day I was driving to work. I was about to get on the highway when I heard the commercial that was coming out before the Patriotic Days. And when I heard the commercial, I literally started crying. I started crying, tears started coming out of my eyes because I said, oh my goodness, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, and I want to get involved with them. But I was going to get on the highway. I couldn't get a number because they didn't mention a phone number, and I couldn't get a phone number. And so I said, well, I'm going to drive to work and look into it later. So, but I got to work, and I went inside. I worked the whole day. I came back out. I turned on my car, and the radio came on, and I didn't like that song particularly, so I switched the channel. And then later on, I said, "Oh my goodness, what channel did I hear the commercial on?" I didn't remember what commercial I heard, the Kiwanis commercial.
You were frustrated.
I was like, oh no. So what I did, I called all the radio stations that I listened to. Did you put out the commercial for the Kiwanis on about the flag program, and so on and so forth? And they said no. But this one person said, I believe that we did, but I'm going to look into it. And she did. I gave her my number, and she looked into it. She found out that it was that radio station, so she called me back and she gave me Mr. Hendrix's phone number.
Good detective work and destiny. It was destiny.
It was perfect because I could have been listening to another radio station at the time, but it was meant for me because I wanted to do that already. I was going to take it on my own and call radio stations and have them mention it on the radio for people to show their patriotism for our country, and I was going to do it on my own, but when I heard that they were doing it, I got involved, and I called Mr. Hendrix, and that's how it all started.
Well, before we talk about how you become involved in what you're doing, we need to get some numbers then. David, tell us a number or website for contact purposes for Kiwanis.
Okay. Please call 833-2269. That is what I call my flag number.
Okay.
And I will answer the phone, or you can leave a message. I will get back to you.
Okay.
And then the website is www.elpasokiwanisflags.org.
Okay. Okay, Alicia, contact number.
915-999-6766.
Okay, say it again slowly.
915-999-6766.
Okay, we want to put that up on the screen because somebody may want to come and help you do what you're going to tell us you do. What do you do in getting flags out there?
Wow, I am so excited about this project that I'm in. It's a freeway flag project, and what I do is I am involved in getting all the businesses on the freeway, Gateway West and Gateway East, starting from George Dieter all the way downtown. And I'm asking them to participate in our flag program. So what I'm doing, I am going to each establishment. I started at the corner of George Dieter, heading towards downtown. And I did get a lot of participation. I am getting a lot of participation from the businesses because I am describing what it's going to be, how it's going to look like, with all the flags displayed and an array of American flags along the gateway. And we want to show, we want El Paso to become one of the most patriotic cities in America. And we want to honor our military. We want to honor our heroes. So when they drive through the freeway, we want them to see all the American flags.
Now you brought this flag. Is this a size? Do you give these to the business people, and do you give them a mount or something to put them on, or what size flags do you put?
Well, we put out 3x5 flags.
Oh, full 3x5s.
And this is what the Boy Scouts do.
What we do is we provide a 10-foot pole with a 3x5 flag, and we've gotten participation through the wonderful work that Alicia has done for over 130 businesses.
Oh my
Excuse me, along the gateways, from George Dieter all the way down to Airways. Now her job this year is to go from Airway downtown.
Oh, that was my next question. How far you want to take that? So on both sides, the business establishments that you're putting out these flags for these 5 holidays.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, and well, actually, these flags, I use these as examples. This is the way I go and I knock at businesses. Well, actually, I walk into the businesses and I tell them what my project is, and I ask them, invite them to participate with the rest of the establishments along the freeway in putting American flags in front of their businesses on the most patriotic days out of the year, which are the ones in this flyer, which are Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, and Veterans Day. And I tell them we want to display an array of our beautiful American flags all along the gateway. We want to dress up and flag our freeway. And I've gotten so many good response from them. They're very excited about doing it. This is the first time that El Paso is going to have something like this, having all the flags along the freeway and showing all the people commuting on the freeway our patriotism. And they're so excited. And I've had people open their doors and I tell them about it, and they run in their house and they bring out the flag that they're going to put out. They have flags this big, bigger flags than this, and they say, oh, this is so wonderful. I'm finally going to be able to show off my beautiful flag. I've had it folded because, you know, we haven't had anything like this. So they're telling me where they're going to put it, and it's and it's been a very nice excuse me, a very nice project.
Now, how do you get out into the residences? Now, yours is for along both sides of the interstate. You also mentioned something about residential flags, and you brought this little flyer, and it shows here along the interstate, and then on the other side, residences. You actually go to people's homes and ask if they'd be willing to put flags out. Do you give them flags?
Yes, we do residents as well as businesses, and what I do is I partner with youth groups throughout the city, Boy Scout troops, church youth groups, and all the funds that we collect, they stays with that youth group. So our job is to try to flag El Paso, make El Paso the most patriotic city in the country.
It's already very, very patriotic. I can tell you that.
That's our motto. and then, like I say, I get Boy Scout troops and church youth groups, and they get all the funds that they collect, and they go out and pan their area, and with the brochure with this brochure and a sign-up sheet, and for a minimum donation of $30 per year, you get a flag that is put up bright and early on each of those flag days, and right before sunset, we come and take them down.
Oh, you do that?
We do that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, my Boy Scouts and my church youth groups do that.
Yeah, I've been dressed this way before when I interviewed Jimmy Melver with Flags Across
Correct.
America, and put up the great big flag out at Trans Mountain campus. And so I do a lot of programs for them. Now I'm going to ask Alicia about this. Say I leave this meeting today and I go to Sam's Club just down the street here and going to do a little shopping. And people are always excited, and sometimes the kids run up, and sometimes they want to pose for pictures or whatever. And don't you get kind of a similar reaction when you go to a door and they see you, the lady with blue hair? You've introduced yourself to me as the lady with blue hair, or the flag lady. Tell me about some of the responses you get.
Well, I walk into businesses and I get a lot of stares because I walk in my patriotic accessories, and I guess it attracts attention, and they want to know what I'm there for. And so I speak to the manager, the owner, and it helps me to relate my passion for my country. So and that's in some of the businesses. Excuse me, and at homes, because along the freeway there's a lot of homes, and closer to downtown there's the old homes out there, and the same thing too. And they say, you know what? I heard somebody knocking. I looked through the window and I saw a lady with blue hair and with a flag. And they say, I had to open the door to find out what you what you wanted. And I would then
you have a hook. That's the way you get it.
Yeah.
Yes, and so my blue hair has helped me literally open doors for me, and with my patriotic accessories. So I tell them about the freeway project. And they're just so excited about it. So make sure that you drive down the freeway and during the patriotic days, because we're going to have so many people participating in showing their patriotism, and for our and showing honor to our military.
Well, there's something else about this flag situation. They get tattered and torn and worn. About how many years can you get out of usage of a particular flag, and then you need to go to that neighborhood and replace it?
Typically, a flag will last at least 5 years.
Okay.
And then if it is get tattered or torn, or we will replace it with a new one. And then we retire the flags through the Boy Scouts.
Right.
And they have ceremonies about once a quarter.
Right.
And they go through their official ceremony of retiring the flag.
Yeah, I've taught many people here in El Paso, veterans. When the school started, we mainly had Vietnam veterans just coming back. And they had very deep feelings about that flag.
Correct.
And they wanted to be respected and all of that. I was asked to make speeches at VFW organizations and places like that. And one time I spoke somewhere, and when I saluted the flag, and I would sometimes lead the Pledge of Allegiance, Airborne Museum or something, and it used to be I would salute kind of like this. One day a colonel walks up to me and says, young man, I need to teach you how to salute the flag. I said, what did I do? He said, you made it flat. It's not supposed to be flat, it's a slight slant to saluting the flag. So I use that as opening when I would speak to some of these groups, and I'd say, you know, I didn't take that as a bad thing. He was giving me a good hint. He knew how you're supposed to salute the flag. But I know some people, they know how to salute the flag, they know how to sing the Star Spangled Banner, say the Pledge of Allegiance, but they still are not good Americans. To me, a good American is someone who is a good person, not just because they can put up a flag or wave a flag or do these patriotic things. What makes America good, or an individual good, is to do good and positive things. And I still believe that. I still feel that way. And so, or if you wear a flag shirt, some people, oh, he's such a good person. He may look good on the outside, but he may not have a good heart. You understand that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I appreciate it. I'm not putting you down by any means. But that's a point I used to make with some of the people, was that let's be good. Let's do the proper salute, sing the Star Spangled, but we may not hit the high C at the end of it, but we can do good things and feel good about this nation. And we all need to make it a better place in which to live. We just have a couple of minutes left. David, a couple of comments before we close?
Yeah, to your point, I forgot about my Vietnam veterans, not Vietnam, but all veterans. Veterans, a group out in Northeast that I've recruited to help us put flags out in the Northeast.
Right.
So I, besides church youth groups and Boy Scouts and so on and so forth, I do have a veterans group out in the Northeast that puts our flags out. They're all these organizations are just wonderful, and it's probably the most lucrative fundraiser that I can offer, or anybody can offer.
And it brings
to these
about
youth
a
groups.
sense of community and camaraderie that you're doing
Correct.
things together as a group. Alicia, last couple of minutes, comments?
Yes, I just want to invite our viewers to participate in our wonderful flag program and display our wonderful American flag in front of their businesses, in front of their homes. And the freeway is going to be a great focus for all of us to enjoy. And I would love for even cars that pass through there, our local citizens, to pass through the freeway and put an American flag in their car and drive across the freeway with the flags. I just want to flag our gateway.
Well, you have passion, I can tell that. Now, instead of doing a handshake here to close out, Alicia, we're going to do a flag shake.
Okay.
So if you will get that flag, you got it there?
Yes.
And let's be sure that we say thank you for watching
Thank you for
Perspectives
watching.
El Paso, and thank you because you're going to participate in putting out the flag for these special days.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Our
Thank you.
pleasure.